Did my car really break already? And why didn't the dealership actually help? Hello everyone, it's Jay, and today we're going to talk about what really broke on my car and how I struggled with the dealership to even get it fixed in the first place. So if you happen to like my content, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on what you think, and let's get started. This video isn't really about trashing dealerships in general because I really don't want to face any legal troubles. For the most part, I want to educate dealerships on how to handle customers to make the experiences a little bit better, because the experience that I had was somewhat difficult in order to get this problem fixed. And at the same time, this is a brand new vehicle and it really shouldn't have any problems to begin with. So let's talk about what broke. So again, this video isn't really to bash the dealership, but it's more or less to provide a better customer experience going down the road. Now, what really broke on this car is the Evap solenoid. I would say on most turboed vehicles or most boosted vehicles, this tends to go out quite often. I had it happen in my Pontiac Solstice, and in my Pontiac Solstice, the Evap always went out about 30,000 miles or so. But in this car, with it being brand new and it only having close to 8,000 miles whenever it started having the issue, it really shouldn't have been an issue in the first place. This is the Evap purge valve solenoid that pretty much went out. This is what really caused my whole problem with fuel management and it saying that there was a code. And so the only way to fix this problem was to get it replaced. Now, if you don't know, most new cars have a 3-year warranty or 36,000 mile warranty, because it's a brand new vehicle and most parts should not break. So yes, my brand new EcoBoost premium Mustang did actually break, but the part wasn't as exaggerated as I make it out to be. So what can the dealerships offer for a better customer experience? See, I live in a little town where there is no major highway to come through it. So the majority of the dealerships here do not have any competitors, and thus they can get away with extra things. And the things that I want to discuss is just customer service and how we can improve it in this town to be better. So that way every dealership has a better understanding of its customers and they value their customers a little bit more. See, originally this car had an oil change coming up, so I had set up a online service to have the oil change done. But whenever I had completed that service, the check engine light came on that week. I was trying to figure out what was wrong with the car and how I could fix it. That brought my attention to that it was under warranty, so I really didn't want to mess with the vehicle all that much. But with the car being under warranty, that means that I really can't fix the issue without the dealership being involved. And with most dealerships in this town, they tend to say the customer is wrong with the issue. And in my opinion, I think that if it comes to vehicles and means of transportation, then I think that this should be looked at or addressed as soon as possible. Now, there are waiting lists at dealerships. However, it seems to be a little bit exaggerated in the sense of there's not that many customers waiting. And how do I know this? My experience with the dealership that we have here locally is I had the oil change done. I had mentioned that there was a service engine light on and if it could be addressed as soon as possible. The person that I had communicated with said no, it would be another 2 weeks because of the waiting list. How is that possible? Well, this dealership had mentioned that there are just so many customers that they can't get to at the moment and that I would be put on a waiting list to have it done. So I had asked, well, okay, so you're gonna send the car off with a service engine light, and the person in communication said yes. So they were gonna send me on my way with a service engine light and the car basically trying to catch its breath. Does that mean the problem was ever fixed? Yes, the problem was fixed, obviously, because I don't have a service engine light on anymore. But the only way to get to that point was to have the oil change done, have the car received back in my hands and fill out a survey whenever they emailed me a survey and provide really bad ratings towards that survey. Now, that shouldn't really be a focal point or a business practice to pursue if you want jobs to be done on your vehicle at the dealership, especially warranty work. But a few days after I had sent in that bad customer survey or bad review, they contacted me and they asked why I gave a bad survey and why I gave a bad review. And I had mentioned that it's because my problem wasn't addressed. My car still had a service engine light and it was not addressed at all. So they scheduled me for a service to be done. And instead of 2 weeks, my car was repaired in a week. So what really happened was they scheduled me in. After a week's time, I brought my vehicle in and I had the service done. And in 2 days' time, I got my car back. Instead of it taking 2 weeks, it took a week. See, but in my point of view, should I have really dropped a bad survey review in order to get the correct service done? Or should I have just left it alone and did it myself? Well, therein line is the bigger issue. The fact that it's a brand new car, it is under warranty, so I had to let the dealership touch it. But in order to let the dealership touch it, I had to weasel my way through the customer survey in order to get it done. So in order to provide the customers with better service, do they really have to fill out these customer surveys or fill out any of these customer reviews to get better service? Like I said, this town is pretty small and there is no major highways to come through here, so there's not very many competitors in order to provide better service. It's not just the dealership that I went to that had this issue. It's the majority of the dealerships in this town that have this issue with customer service and providing a better experience. So again, the only way that I could actually get the work done was to fill out a bad customer survey, and then I got the work done as quickly as possible. Now, there are a few things in the middle of that story that I haven't mentioned yet. Like, I did go to my salesman that sold me the car, and he said that they can't really do anything because there's a long line. So in order for me to really get this done, in order for me to really have my car fixed, was to fill out a bad customer survey, which really shouldn't be a business practice altogether. Whenever I had been contacted a few days after I filled out the bad customer survey, the person in contact or the person in communication had mentioned that this affects his paycheck and that this also affects how the management sees him. And that really should not be a thing inside of customer service as well. See, the person is only abiding by what the higher ups are saying. And so why should they be knocked down? This will be the end of my video, guys. This video isn't to have some legality battles with dealerships. It's only to address the customer service part of it. And yes, my car did break at 8,000 miles, but it is here and it is here to stay.